shapes money, power, opportunity, and freedom. Understanding persuasion is not optional. It is survival. The question is no longer whether you are being influenced. The question is, will you remain unaware or will you learn how the game is truly played? Imagine for a moment that every decision you made today was entirely your own. You chose what to wear. You chose what to eat. You chose what to believe. You chose how to spend your money. And yet, what if I told you that in nearly every one of those moments, unseen psychological forces were quietly guiding your hand, not forcing you, not coercing you, but gently, almost invisibly, nudging you. Good evening. If I were standing before you today, I would begin not as a professor, not as a researcher, but as a confession. All my life, I have been a patsy. Yes, a patsy. I have bought things I didn't need, subscribed to magazines I never read, agreed to commitments I later regretted. And I asked myself a question that would shape my life's work. Why do we say yes when we should say no? That question launched decades of research, undercover investigations, laboratory experiments, and field studies. It took me inside sales organizations, fundraising operations, marketing agencies, and negotiation rooms. I studied not just psychology, but professionals of persuasion. Ooh. And what I discovered changed the way I see the world. Because influence is not random. It is structured, it follows patterns, it runs on principles, and those principles operate whether you understand them or not. Tonight, in this first part of our journey, I want to introduce you to the most powerful idea underlying persuasion. Human beings are beautifully predictable, not foolish, not weak, predictable. And that predictability is not a flaw, it is a survival mechanism. Let me explain. In a world saturated with information, flashing screens, constant notifications, choices upon choices upon choices, the human brain cannot possibly analyze everything deeply, so it uses shortcuts. Psychologists call them heuristics. I call them mental autopilot systems. They are the invisible a-click-whir mechanisms of the mind. Click, a trigger appears. Whir, a pre-programmed response activates. You see an expensive bottle of wine. Click, expensive. Whir, it must be good. You see a restaurant full of people. Click, crowded. Whir, it must be worth. You see a person in a lab coat recommending a product. Click, authority. Whir, I should trust this. These shortcuts are not signs of weakness. They are signs of intelligence. Civilization advances, as Alfred North Whitehead once said, by extending the number of operations we can perform without thinking about them. Automaticity is efficiency. But here's the danger. Whenever there is a shortcut, there is someone who learns how to trigger it. And that is where influence